Welcome to episode 43 of the Valley Sports Talk podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be talking all about the NBA. As we're recording this, every series is either 1 or 2 games in, most are 2 games in, into the first round. So to start off the episode, we're going to talk about that and about some different questions sort of going on in the series. We're just going to go into a bit, talk about a couple NBA regular season awards because there was one already given out, DPOY of the year. Then we're going to talk a bit about the MVP race. And then for our final segment, we'll talk about some young and up-and-coming stars in the league. And I think Max made trivia.
Mhm.
Always
Correct.
having trivia. So to jump into the first segment, the first series we're talking about is the Nets. The Nets are currently down 1-0 as we speak.
2-0. That was meant to be 2-0,
To
right?
two.
Yeah.
They're only down 1-0.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They would
They
not
have
lose.
one game.
They've only had
Yeah.
one game? Okay, never mind.
The Nets are down 1-0 as we speak. Does this the Nets? They didn't look very good in game one. Well, they did look all right, but there's a couple players that didn't really look good. I don't think KD was playing to his best. Do you guys think that the Celtics will take this easily? Do you think the Nets will have some pushback? How do you see this sort of series going?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think it's still gonna go 7. It was a 1-point game-winning shot, so it's kind of what we expected. It was a really close game. Maybe the opinion will change after tonight. I know we're recording this on Wednesday night. The game starts in about 20 minutes, actually. But so, like, to answer, like, does it hurt Katie's legacy if they're a first-round exit? I don't think so. He's obviously still gonna be considered one of the greatest. I think what it might hurt is the Nets, like the people rallying behind the Nets. I don't think they will be considered the team they were at the beginning of this year if they can't get out of the first round, mostly because we don't know if when he's going to come back, but it is appearing like Ben Simmons will appear in this series if it goes any longer than 4. So you won't be able to use the excuse that you didn't have your big 3. So I don't if they don't win, I think it hurts the Nets' legacy with the team they have, but not KD's personally.
Okay. So you don't think that if the Nets lose this series, it doesn't affect Katie's legacy whatsoever?
No. What is your opinion going to change of KD? Mine's not.
No, but I guess I think KD has I think everyone thought that the KD whenever he went to the Nets, it would be kind of his way of proving to everyone that I can win on my own. Do you think he still needs to prove that at this point in his career?
Well, I mean,
Even if he wins, though, it's not on his own. That's
he's
the
got Ben
problem.
Simmons and Kyrie Irving.
No, I get that. What I'm trying to say is I just think whenever I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying whenever he left Golden State, I thought that whenever he left Golden State, people were saying, okay, well, if he's going to wherever he's going, he's got to win, or else people are going to question his legacy because the rings that he did get were with Curry. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
I think it will affect his legacy based on the fact of what you just said. Like he was known as a guy that had needed help to get his ring, and he had to join a super team with
Mm-hmm.
Curry, Clay, Draymond, whoever else was there, Iggy. And if you can't get past the first round matchup with the Celtics, I know they had a disappointing season because of like Kyrie's vaccine and injuries and stuff, but I think it does honestly hurt his legacy.
I thought so too. I thought that last year you could give him a break because it was against the Bucks and it was just him and he missed a shot or they could have won if his foot was literally a foot back, right?
Yep.
So I 100% was like, okay, Katie's still amazing. That was just another team being better, and he didn't have that many guys on his own side, anyways. But now this year, it's like, okay, if he has Ben Simmons, if he has Kyrie, and he loses to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, it takes a little bit of a hit at his legacy. I'm not saying it. I don't know. I mean, you can make.
I don't. I'd still consider him a top 20 player of all time, but I
Yeah,
just
exactly.
I don't think if he gets knocked out in round one, I don't think you could really make the argument. Oh, he's a top 10 player of all time. Like
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a difference between him and LeBron. If he doesn't like have some sort of playoff push this year and next year, even the year after, there will be a more of a gap between him and LeBron.
He's getting older. He's like, what is he, 33, 34?
Yeah,
He's up there.
Yeah, he's old.
yeah.
Um,
Next one.
Moving on, we'll join his teammate. Obviously, Kyrie was not very welcome back in Boston during that game. Booed every time he got the ball. He was actually fined $50K for giving the middle finger to a fan. Do you guys think he should have been fined? And moving forward, should the NBA take sort of stuff like this more serious?
Honestly, I don't think he should have been. I might be in the minority here, but I mean, the fans, I'm sure Kyrie probably got a couple middle fingers to his own, and obviously it's a different situation, but the fan definitely doesn't get sued. I mean, fined in that situation. Only the player. Personally, like this happened in the NHL like a week ago too,
I was gonna bring that up.
Who
and
was
like
it?
it
Ryan
was
Hartman gave Evander Kane the fine, and he got fined like $5,000 for it.
Oh yeah.
but like if you think about it, these athletes, like it's just how it happens in sports. They're swearing constantly, and they're not getting fined for swearing, but as soon as they show like a middle finger, they're getting fined. I don't think they should get. I think it's part of the game. It's playoffs. Like a fan, that's the way the fans feel like they're helping their team out and providing, like, I don't know, some help. And then I feel like it's the opponent's right to be able to bark back if he wants to. Why not? I don't think he should be fined personally. I like
I'll agree with the part that he doesn't have to be fined, but I disagree with like what he did. I think a player like that, you got to be more professional. Personally, I wasn't really sad when I noticed he got fined $50K because I'm not a Kyrie fan. I think he's a bit of a moron. Uh, um, but I agree what you said. I don't think he should be fined. Same thing with like the NHL situation that happened. I don't think Ryan Hartman should be fined. You know, it's an emotional game. Um, but at the same time, you should be more professional than giving a fan who just probably paid $200 a finger. That probably made that guy's night. The fact that he got under Kyrie's skin enough that he got the middle finger from him.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't have too much of an opinion on it. I mean, I did make up the question, but I agree with both your guys' takes. I don't have really much to say other than I thought he shouldn't have been fined 50K. Maybe, I don't know, like a 5, 10K type thing, like something really small, just to say, look, we don't condone it, but obviously we know why you did it. Something like kind of to show a little bit of reason. Like, okay, yeah, find the guy because you have to, because you can't just be giving out middle fingers to the fans and getting away with it entirely. You need to do something. But if you're gonna do something small, and then. But then again, what's the point of doing something small if you're gonna do it, right? I don't know. I think Kyrie's definitely one of those players right now that kind of creates this environment that's kind of like they like getting after him. They like trying to do that. And I was watching Steven or Skip and Shannon talk about it, and they were saying that Kyrie, um, although they understand it, they think that he's bringing it upon himself by reacting, right? And by
That was what my point that I brought up there
yeah,
it sort of like gets under his skin, you know.
yeah, exactly. And I think like yeah, you can, as a superstar, you can get away with that. You can do that once in a while. But like for example, LeBron James, you can say whatever you want. He's done a pretty good job of not really letting the crowd affect him. Like he's never like fully tried to hit a fan or go after someone. And he would be an example of someone that has always gotten, he gets the most heckling probably in the league. Him or probably Westbrook, I'd say, honestly, those two. And then you probably have to put like Kyrie up there as well. Just as guys that kind of like, if the fans know that they can get angry easily or they get under their skin, then they get right into it. So I don't really blame anyone, honestly. I think it was kind of expected, but maybe less of a fine.
Okay, so today it was announced that Devin Booker will miss games 3 and 4 of their series with the Pelicans. Obviously, last night the Pelicans tied it up 1-1. It was still a close game. Obviously, with Devin Booker going down, you lose. The Suns lose their best player. Does this sort of screw over the Suns, or can CP3 and the crew still sort of pull it over against the Pelicans?
Again, I might be on the only one to pick this one, but I think I'm going to switch to the Pelicans winning this series now. Personally,
Oh,
both the next two the games he's missing are in It's a Pelicans. They're both going to be Pelicans home games. And the second that Booker went out, they were outscored by 16 points without him on the court. So, and that's in Phoenix with the crowd roaring. I mean, Booker brings more than just his shooting ability. Obviously, he's a leader. He's an energizer. He's all that. And missing all that's hard. I know they did it a little bit with CP3 out last year. But when CP3 was out last year, they did not look good. And I think it's going to be even worse with Devin Booker missing.
I agree. I don't agree. I don't think I don't know if the Pelicans will take the series, but I agree with what you're saying about Devin Booker. It'll be huge, but I think it'll still go like 7, and I think the Suns take it.
I say that if the Suns are able to split the series in New Orleans, I don't see why the Suns won't win it, because as of right now, D-Book's back after Game 4, so if they can go a 2-2 series after these 2 home Pelican games, I don't see why they couldn't bring it back. Obviously, they're the better team. They showed that in Game 1, then the second D-Book goes out in Game 2, he's gone. So if like I said, if they can split one, I don't see why the Suns would not win the series. In the Warriors series, the Warriors are very hot right now. They're sort of all over they're playing the Nuggets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. They're playing the Nuggets. Do the Warriors have a shot of going all the way this year and coming out of the West?
I think they do 100%. I was talking to Noah about this yesterday. I said I think they have the best roster in the NBA. And podcast a couple months ago when we made our early playoff predictions, I had the Warriors going to the finals, I think against the 76ers actually. So I think they're going to the finals. And I still think that after watching the first 2 games. I know the Nuggets only have Jokic, but the Warriors haven't been starting Steph Curry. At least he's been playing, but the Warriors team isn't full either. So I think you get Steph Curry back in the starting lineup, get him at least like he only played 22 minutes last game, so you get him at least 10 more minutes, probably more like 14. And this team's deadly, personally.
Yeah, I think I had them coming out of the West. I could be wrong. I think I had Heat Warriors in my final. Totally. Like whenever, like Brand said, whenever you have Steph Curry come off the bench, he's not healthy, and they're still like blowing out the Nuggets, or like not blowing out, but still dominating. I don't see why they wouldn't be a threat to come out, especially after this D-Book injury. Like before this, you could have had the Suns coming out. You could have had Memphis, who honestly hasn't looked that good, or I guess they did last game, but Game 1 they didn't look amazing. With a roster like that, like Brandon said, they definitely have a chance to come out. I think the main reason that they're going to win this series is Draymond Green's defense on Jokic. I would assume that he's being matched up to him. I honestly haven't watched a game. I've watched highlights. I haven't watched the full games. But for some of the highlights, I have seen Draymond Green guarding Jokic. I think that's one of the reasons that Jokic is having so much trouble in this series, is the fact that Draymond Green's defense is getting to his head and getting under his skin.
Yeah, do you guys know the Bill Simmons podcast?
Yeah, The Ringer.
Yeah, The Ringer. So I was on that this morning, and that was kind of where I generated some of these questions from. And they were saying that with the Warriors, that it's kind of like they're not scared of Jokic, and this series kind of seems to be a wrap because Jokic really has no one, and it'll move into our next question about Jokic going into the MVP conversation.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
But what I was going to say leading into that before is people are comparing how the Warriors are playing against Jokic, kind of similar to how Embiid's playing over in the East, and Embiid's having a way better results. So it's kind of like that comparison. But with the Warriors, I do think that they are playing amazing basketball, but they're also playing against a very weak team, and that's what they were saying this morning on the rigor is that it seems like the Nuggets really have no one other than Jokic, so it's a wrap. But at the same time, that Jordan Poole is incredible.
I don't know how he was not like a top 3 in the MIP.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot of good players that were in the MIP though.
In my opinion, though, like someone like I'm not taking any credit away from Ja, but Ja was a second overall pick, so
Yeah,
he was sort of
expected. Yeah, that's
kind of
right.
expected to be good. Where Jordan Poole, I believe, was a late first round, if not early second round pick, and he sort of came not out of nowhere, but he came out of nowhere. Like And I feel like that should be more recognition than a second overall pick who made obviously a big jump. Like I said, I'm not taking any credit away from Ja, but I feel like a player like Jordan Poole would deserve it over Ja.
I agree. I actually do agree. I just think that unfortunately it needed this type of playoff performance for us to be like, oh, that like, because I don't think people were talking about it nearly as much during the regular season as much.
I mean, I was watching him.
I liked him, but I don't
he was
think
dropping like 30. Whenever Steph was out, he was dropping like 25 a night.
Yeah, I know. He's great player. Fun to watch. Brandon?
First round, 28th pick.
28, yeah, late first round pick.
No, but like when we're talking about Jokic, I mean, like, yeah, if you want to go into the next thing about should he still be like deserving of the MVP? Like if we're gonna compare his stats to Embiid's, like Jokic is still averaging 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists in the playoffs alone. And then, I mean, this might sound like hate against Embiid because I'm a Raptors fan and they're playing the Raptors, but a lot of Embiid's points have come from the free throw line.
50% of his points are from the line, and half them are on controversial foul calls.
I don't know if his stats are like way better than Jokic playoff.
Embiid, Brandon, sorry, I'm going to cut you off. Embiid averaged the most points from the foul line this year. Wow. He averaged 11 points from the foul line. If you take those away, he's only averaging 20 points on the season, which I know is still good, but he was the scoring champ at 30 points, and 11 of those points were from the free throw line every game.
Yeah, no, I know. And then did you guys see the clip of him arguing with Nick Nurse about?
Yeah, well, whenever the free throws are 28-8, there's something wrong. Like I'm not like Brian just said, I'm a Raptors fan, so I'm gonna be controversial about this. But does like in any game, 28-8, does that not seem like not fair? Not fair, but that just seems like off. Like there's no way that the Raptors aren't driving the paint and not getting foul calls, and then James Harden and Embiid do it, and they're getting the calls right away.
James Harden's been playing like shit too, though.
Tyrese Maxey's the only reason that they're winning the game.
But yeah, anyways, like Embiid, to my point, like Embiid's got a lot of help, and a lot of his points are coming from the line, where Jokic is basically, we're really seeing this in the playoffs. He's really by himself, and he's still shooting efficiently. Like he shot 9 for 20 in game 2, and if I just pull up his stats really quick because I'm slow, in game 1 he shot 12 for 25, so he's just under 50% shooting, which still is decent. And he's all alone. Like Noah was saying, you can basically throw all your guys at him, and if somebody else beats you, then sure, they're not going to be able to do that 4 games in a series. So if somebody other than Jokic beats you 1 game, fine, but put everybody on Jokic. So I think he should still get it personally.
And you also got to think the MVP is a regular season award.
Exactly.
Like I know Embiid is a scoring champ, but Jokic sort of carried the Nuggets. If you don't have Jokic, that Nuggets team isn't a playoff team. Like not even close.
That team is like, are they better than Houston without Jokic? Like really though?
They're close to it.
Exactly.
So the fact that Jokic carried them to a 6 seed, still, I don't even. Does anybody have his stats? What he averaged regular season?
I
know it was something close to a triple double.
Jokic averaged 27, 8, and 14.
Yeah, that's 100% MVP numbers for me. You can go into the fact that Embiid averaged 30, but like I just said, 11 of those were from the free throw line. I don't know, Brand, if you can find free throw attempts per game for Jokic, but like
I can try. The only unfortunate thing is that normally the MVP goes to someone with a top seed.
I know. He's the 6th seed.
Yeah. Free throw attempts per game. It doesn't say.
No, okay. Never mind then. Anyway, I don't think that this playoff drought should not take away the fact that Jokic is the MVP based on the fact that the MVP is a regular season award. Like there's a playoff MVP for a reason.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay. Do you guys want to move into the Defensive Player of the Year award?
Yep, sure. Obviously, it was announced that Marcus Smart was named the defensive player of the year. First of all, do you think there was voter fatigue against Rudy Gobert?
No, I can't see why, because he's been in conversation for this award for 5 years now. So why would they be getting? I feel like if there was fatigue, it would have been a couple of years ago. Like this man's in it every time. But personally, Marcus Smart, like he deserved it. He's been a super like I think he's definitely underrated. When you look at a team that like gets talked about, Jason Tatum and Brown, people aren't really mentioning Marcus Smart, but this guy plays good defense, game in, game out. He tries so hard. I hate saying good things about a Boston Celtics player, but this man's always trying, and it's definitely deserved. And so no, I don't think there's voters fatigue, but I think he just straight out deserved it. Rudy Gobert, obviously, he's going to be there, but a guard like with the defense Marcus Smart has been playing is definitely deserving.
I also think that Marcus Smart is probably one of maybe 5 guys in the whole league who could probably guard 1 through 5. Like I think Marcus Smart is a good enough defender that if he gets switched on a big, he could stop him.
Yeah, he'll stand his own for sure.
But yeah, Max also put in here, do you believe that there should be a separate DPOY award because he's the first guard to win it since Gary Payton, which was 25 years ago? I don't think there should be another award. It's the defensive player of the year. Like most centers are rim protectors and they're going to block the rim, but I mean, the fact that there was only one center this year, I mean, last year I think it was between like um Embiid, Giannis, and Gobert. This year it was between Mikal Bridges, Gobert, and Smart. Like the fact that Mikal and Marcus Smart are both getting nominated in that, I don't think that there should be another deep boy of the year.
I mean, neither.
I just put it in there because I thought it was interesting that we haven't had a guard win it for so long, and it'd be nice to know what guards are considered the elite of the elite, but they're not generally going to get that award because a big man steals the Defensive Player of the Year award quite often, but rightfully so, right? I
Yep,
just,
I find so many point guards are like so addicted to scoring that they don't try as hard on the defensive end, and that's probably why we don't see as many guards. But you can definitely see in Marcus Smart, he takes pride in his defense, and he puts a lot more effort on the defensive side of the ball than I think he does the offensive side. When you got a guy like Jason Tatum and Brown who will put the points up.
It was interesting at the beginning of the year. I think Marcus Smart called out Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown for not passing enough, though. That was interesting.
I mean, it's working for him right now.
Yeah, I guess so. Moving into the third segment, we have our stars in making. So Max put in our 3 top teams from each conference over the next 3 seasons. That's a tough one. I don't know, Max, do you have your? Let's hear yours first, so I can sort of see what you're basing it off of.
Sure. So I'm going numero uno, Suns. So what I'm thinking is for the next 3 seasons, I'm thinking who's going to be still young enough to still be good, who's healthy, and who's already good, because it's not going to change that much. So I have Suns, Warriors, Timberwolves. That's my 3 in the West. And then my East, I'm still sticking with my Bucks. I think the Bulls are going to be good for a while. And then the third, I didn't have a third for the East yet. I'm either going to go net. I'll put 76ers over the Nets. So yeah, Bucks. What did I say? Bucks, Bulls, Nets. So yeah, those are my 3.
So I'll go East. I'll go Bucks. I don't want to talk about Bucks, Sixers. I'm gonna go Celtics though.
Nice.
I feel like Jason Tatum sort of is breaking
Flourishing.
out as a top 15 player right now. You could even consider putting him top 10 the way he's playing. And then for the West, I'm gonna go Grizzlies, Pelicans, Timberwolves.
Pelicans. Wow.
I'm going. If Zion can come back, the fact that what they've done so far, I'm actually not a Pelicans fan. I actually find them very overrated. I just think that if Zion comes back, they have Brandon Ingram, they have CJ McCollum, they have who else they have? They have JV. They're a solid team, and then the Timberwolves showed us that they can do it with the best of it right now. Actually, the 2 teams I picked are going at it right now, and then Memphis showed that they can be that team. And I think that Jaw and Jaren Jackson Jr. and Dylan Brooks and those guys, I think they're just going to keep getting better and better.
Yeah, not bad. If we're going in order from best to third best in the West, I'll start off with the Grizzlies. If they're in second place right now, I can't see how they're going to get any worse. They got a bunch of young guys, so I think, and it's all drafted. It's not like trades and stuff. It's drafted, so the guys I feel like are committed will re-sign. I think they'll stay with the same core for quite some time. So I got Grizzlies. Um, I like the Pelicans pick, but I just don't trust that Zion will be healthy. So number 2, I'm gonna go the Mavericks.
Oh, I forgot the Mavs.
Luka's just so good. I know he's sort of alone, but I feel like at some point the Mavs they will get someone with Luka. And even when he's by himself, they were the 4 seed, 1 game away from the 3. So I think the Mavericks are going to stay there. And then number 7, they're the Timberwolves. Cat's not going anywhere. I think D'Angelo Russell has found a nice home there, and I think Anthony Edwards is only going to get better. So I think they'll sort of climb the tables. Uh, and if we go to the East, I think in 3 years the best team will still be the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't see any stopping this team. My second team, which none of you guys said actually, is the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Wow.
Um, you got Sexton, Garland, you got Mobley, you got Allen. It's just a great young core there. And then my third team is the Celtics. They've just all around pretty young team, and they're already showing their dominance. So there we go.
Cool. All right.
So
go
now
ahead.
that we've named our top 3 teams, who are the top 3 players that we think will sort of take the role, like maybe like take the ropes from LeBron, take the ropes from KD,
Yeah,
as the best players of each conference?
correct.
I can keep it going just because I was
Go
going.
for it. Maybe
I
your
feel
top
like
3.
Why don't you? I was
Huh?
gonna say go one. I think it'd be cooler if you went 1-1-1. I don't know. Just go off each other's. That's okay.
1-1-1.
You
Okay,
want to start
well,
at 3 then?
No, like he says it's number 1 guy from the one conference. Then I say the number 1. Then you say the number 1.
Are we doing 3 or just 1 player?
Why not? Whatever you guys want to do.
It says 3 on here, but we can
Yeah,
do 1 if you want.
Yeah, I don't know if we have. How are we on time right now?
doing all
Plenty
right.
of time. We got all the time in the world, Maxie.
Okay, so let's just keep doing 3. I was just saying I wanted to hear Brandon's 1, then my 1, then your 1, just to
So
compare.
do you want me to say my 1 or my
Say
3?
say your 2, and then we'll do a max, and we'll go around and say our 1.
Sure.
Okay, if we're going, yeah, my 3, I didn't mention their team, but I think Joel Embiid, he's still going to be really good in 3 years. He's not that old. For the East, and then my number 2 guy, I think is going to be Jason Tatum. The Celtics are really good. He's probably the best. Well, he is the best player on that team, and he's pretty young. So
That's boring, because I'm
That's-
gonna join you.
there we go.
Those are my top 2 as well. Those are my 3 and 2.
Okay.
That means we have the same list because we definitely shared number 1.
Definitely.
Okay, well, I'm gonna switch it. I'll still take Embiid over Tatum, but I guess our top 3 would have to stay the same as well. Because I'm not gonna take anyone over Tatum. I'm not gonna take Levine. I'm not gonna take DeRozan. I'm not gonna take. Yeah, I'm not gonna take Harden. So I guess that leaves, and definitely not taking Scotty Barnes, not yet. So
Maybe.
yeah, I'll stick with my
Take Gary Trent instead.
Oh yeah, that's true. So no, and Kyrie would be close. I mean, if Kyrie stays Kyrie and is healthy and is back for 3 straight seasons, we could forget that he's one of the top point guards of all time.
Yeah,
But
personally, my 4 would probably be Trey. If we had
yeah. That's fair actually. But anyways, I think we have the same top 3 for all of us.
Well, I think
East.
all of us are gonna say that Giannis is number 1, so we can kind of take the cat out of the bag there.
Wait. Oh shit. No, I meant to put I'll put KD over Tatum
Do you
for
think
next
KD is still going to be KD in 3 years? Like 37 years old?
over the next 3 seasons.
Like in
That
3
season.
I'm also taking into account healthy.
Yeah, I'm thinking
If you
like
can
I'm
stay healthy for over these
Okay,
next 3
maybe not. Maybe
in
not.
3 years, I'm assuming Tatum will be better than Durant. I'm
I
assuming.
agree.
Yeah, okay, sure. I agree. Yeah. I
So
agree with
yeah,
that.
then I'm assuming all
He's
of
at
Giannis one.
yeah, yeah, okay. Giannis one, yeah.
Okay, moving into the West, I'll go first. My two are gonna be Nikola Jokic and Devin Booker.
Oh, this is so tough. Jeez. In 3 years, my number 3 is going to be Ja Morant, and my number 2 is going to be Devin Booker.
This is gonna surprise you guys, but it's
LeBron James,
no, it close.
Steph Curry.
No, top 3 for the next 3 seasons. Number 3, Anthony Davis. Then number 2, we're gonna go not John Morant. What was the other one? I'm gonna go Devin Booker. And then 1, we probably all are the same.
My one's Luka.
Mine is
Yes,
too.
same.
I'm taking Jokic over Davis just for health.
I would take Jokic over Davis too, and he wasn't even.
I would take Jokic over Davis right now.
I
Me
hate
too.
I hate Jokic. So yeah, it's actually not even a. It's not even a.
Knock
Maybe I,
on wood, though, Jokic has never
don't know.
been hurt. I don't think. Like
I just
this
don't
man.
like him. I
I
think
know.
Davis. I think Davis comes back. He's healthy, and then he just rips up for the next 3 seasons. I mean, he needs to have some sort of stretch where he's. I mean, there's not much confidence in him right now, but if he's healthy and he's healthy for one like a couple seasons, then he's
That's
just
the
as
thing. Will
dominant
he
as
be
everybody
like
else.
the Nuggets finished 14 games over 500, right? If you replace Anthony Davis with Nikola Jokic, do they finish 14 games over 500? I don't think so. Personally,
No, that's fair.
that's my opinion. You got yours. Yours is wrong.
Brandon, you had Jaw. Max, you didn't have Jaw. No, we both all had Booker.
We all
Yeah.
had Booker and
Just I had
Davis.
Jokic. Brandon, you didn't have
I'd probably
Jokic.
put Davis if I was being like 100% like if I was being reasonable with my pick and I was being honest, I would probably put Davis 4 and then Jokic 3 and then yeah, I'd put like Morant 5. But, yeah.
Okay, so one thing I'm gonna do now before we go into the quiz, I'm gonna go through every single series based off what it is right now, and you guys are gonna tell me who you think will end up winning the series.
Okay.
So for tonight's games, we have the Sixers versus the Raptors. Obviously, the Sixers dominate both the games. Do you guys have the Raptors coming back, or do you have the Sixers taking it?
I'll say I think originally I said Raptors in 6. I'll say 76ers in 6.
I agree with that. Maybe 5 on.
I think the Raptors get 2 at home, and I think the
Me too.
Sixers win in 7 at home.
See,
I gotta stay confident.
oh yeah, for sure.
Also tonight, which just started, we have the Brooklyn Nets versus the Celtics. The Celtics lead 1-0. Who do you think comes out of the series?
You
I
just say
ain't
that
changing I'm not changing my opinion. I had Celtics in 7 originally, and I'm gonna stick to it.
if I think I was on the Nets, I'm off the Nets. Team Celtics, so yeah, I'll go with the Celtics in 7. I think I was saying Nets in 6. Yeah, I'm off that now.
Yeah,
I
you
think
both said
I
Nets in 6.
think I said Celtics in 7. I'm gonna stick to Celtics. Also tonight
You
we
said
have.
no. You said oh wait, never
I
mind. Go ahead.
definitely. I don't think I said the Nets.
No, you guys were both team
I
Nets in
thought we were
6.
both
Oh.
team Nets in 6. Yeah, because we're like if
You
you
guys
win,
both agreed with me that if it went to 7, it's the Celtics, but I think you both said Nets in 6.
exactly.
Okay, I'll stick to that.
He's a confident guy.
Then also tonight we have the Chicago Bulls versus Bucks. The Bucks are up 1-0. Do you think the Bulls come back?
I said Bucks in 5 last time. I'm gonna stick with it. Bucks in 5.
I think so too.
Yep, I'll
You guys
stick to
actually
that.
said
I'll stick. Tomorrow we have the Grizzlies and Timberwolves. Series tied 1-1. Who takes this series?
Previously I said Timberwolves in 6. I'm gonna extend that to Timberwolves in 7.
I was team Grizzlies before. I don't know. I'm gonna go with what Brandon's saying.
Don't copy me.
Sure, I'll join. I'll go Timberwolves in 7.
I do.
Then we have the Mavs and Jazz tied 1-1 right now. Luka should be coming back soon, I think.
Oh, that's so hard because I don't know if Luka's gonna play game 3. And
And then
game 3
Jazz have
is
been kind of shit though. Just
what's
saying.
that?
Jazz have been kind of shit.
They have
Yeah,
been.
but game 3 is in Utah, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the series is 1-1. I'm gonna say Mavs in 7.
Mavs in 7. I'll say
If
Mavs.
Luka doesn't play, I feel like the Jazz got to win game 3 in Utah.
I'm
So
saying Mavs in 6 because I think the Jazz have been pretty shit. I don't have any confidence in them, and like the
If
fact that I don't know, Mavs seem
if
to be on a little bit of hot streak.
if Luka doesn't come back, I'm gonna say Jazz in 7. If he does come back, I'm gonna say Mavericks in 6.
fair enough.
And then Warriors Nuggets. Obviously, Warriors are up 2-0 right now.
I think yeah, I'm trying to remember what I said before. I think it was Warriors in 6. I'm gonna switch that though because I think the Warriors have figured the Jokic only show out, and I think I think I feel like the Nuggets will get 1 at home, so I'll give Warriors in 5.
Um, I'll say Warriors in. I'll just say hate Jokic. Warriors in 4.
I was gonna say Warriors in 4 too.
There you go.
Um, Final 2 series, we have the Heat and the Hawks. The Heat currently are up 2-0. They've sort of held Trey in check.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Jimmy Butler's been so good. I feel like Trey can still steal games, though. I'm going to go Heat in 6.
I'll agree with that.
I'll go
Sorry.
Heat. I'll go Heat in 5. I think Trey steals 1.
Yeah.
And then final series we talked about earlier, Suns Pelicans tied 1-1 at the moment.
Pels are winning both 2 at home. They're winning the series in 6.
I think I still have the Suns, so I'm going Suns in 7.
I'll join you, Max. I'll go Suns in 7.
I feel like if it goes 7 games, the Suns are winning, so I'm saying 6.
Okay, I think Max. I think we're down to trivia now. Do you want to go ahead?
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, I want to ask that last question that was in there.
Did I miss one?
The
Oh
last-
yeah. You go ahead. You go ahead and ask that.
Ja Morant or Anthony Edwards moving forward?
Moving forward.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not right now.
That's such
Not
a
right
good
now. Moving forward. Okay, this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna go Anthony Edwards based off his defensive potential over Jaws.
I don't think that's unpopular because
I
I'm
don't
doing
either.
I think Jaws great, but I don't think he has the defensive potential that Anthony Edwards has, and Anthony Edwards can also score.
Yeah, we were talking like next 3 years, and I had John my top 3, but if we're talking next 5, 7 years, I think it's got to be Anthony Edwards. Like Noah was saying, this guy is someone that could average like
25,
He could
5
have
and 5.
5 with a
Still
steal
play
and
good
a
defense.
block. Like that's definitely something you can't look away from.
He's so much fun to watch. I love
He is a
watching.
lot of fun.
He's like 6'5", but he's got some muscle on him, so he can use his body well. And like a lot of guys that you watch going to the NBA, like Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham, even Luka, they're not like necessarily guys that have like a lot of muscle on them. They're more but like basketball players. And Anthony Edwards, I don't know if you guys remember, but before his draft, he was saying that if it was his choice, he wouldn't have done basketball. He probably would have just done football, but it was just like injuries, money, basketball kind of led towards that. But he said like basketball wasn't his number one sport. You can tell whenever he's playing, like when he drops his shoulder, when he comes into the post, it's so much fun to watch because most guys aren't expecting a guy to be that built and that kind of like a little mini Zion almost, kind of got that energy around him. So it's so much fun to watch Edwards because like he plays a lot of bully ball, and John Morant is a great player, but he doesn't have that. Like John Morant doesn't have that physicality to him where he's gonna be able to dominate the game just by using his body. Even though John Morant's an athlete like no one else, but different styles.
Yeah.
The
And I
thing-
find that like
ahead, man.
most like if we're talking about the best of the best, I find most of the best NBA players are cocky and like
Mhm.
sort of like all in on themselves, right? And that's what Anthony Edwards has. Like I don't know if you guys saw the interview he had, but he was asked about like his defensive side of the game because everyone knows his offensive side. and he was asked about his defensive end, and he said he believes he's the best defender in the game. So it's cocky. I like it.
No, he's like stupid cocky, but it's okay. Like
But
he
most
just
good players are.
I
Yeah.
love
cocky.
the enthusiasm, like the drive that he plays with. You know, he just sort of seems like he's not out there to make money. He's out there to play basketball. He's out there to win games. He's out
I
there to
agree.
do everything. You know what I mean?
I
He just
agree.
sort of plays the
Looks like
game
he's
the
having
right way.
fun. It looks like he's having fun. Like he makes some like moves.
Some of his interview answers are funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause like,
When
they're
they
asking-
beat the Clippers in the play, and he was standing on the scoreboard, like appreciating the fans and stuff like that. So there's definitely
Yeah,
emotion.
he was even saying like he's like whenever he's in a tough environment, like I don't know who it was, but I think maybe it was just in the Grizzlies, and he's like, man, those kids, they just keep yelling, and it's just like kind of funny to hear him say that because he's like he's not fazed by it at all. He loves it. He's like, bring it on, you know.
Exactly.
And, yeah, no, I love Anthony Edwards. I think he'll
Me
be. I'm taking him over John Morant, even though John Morant's awesome. I think Edwards' ceiling is so much higher right now. So yeah, that's my pick. So moving into trivia. Today's trivia is gonna be a Canada-based trivia.
I like it.
I'm scared.
I think some of these questions I remember from when I was in like elementary. I don't know why, but okay. So the first one: how many points does the maple leaf have on the flag?
Oh God.
I feel like I would remember this question from when I was a kid, for sure, but maybe not.
I'm taking a guess here. I think I'm trying to draw it out in my head.
Oh, I think I got it.
I'm saying 13.
Okay.
$11?
No is correct.
Really? Okay, so I was drawing it and I can only count 11. I didn't know if should count the stem as
Yeah.
a point.
No.
Because there's 9 because there's three sets of 3, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then there's
I thought in the bottom left
middle
there
ones
was,
at the end.
I thought in the corners there was 2 in each corner. I guess it's just 1.
Close.
It was either 10 or not. It was either 9 or 11 for me.
It was 11 or I said 13. It was 13 or 11.
That was weird.
Good question.
Second question. Which city, obviously located in Canada, is home to North America's largest mall?
Largest mall?
Yeah,
Oh.
in North America. It's
Say
in
the
Canada.
question again.
Pardon?
Say the question again.
Which city is home to North America's largest mall? You know that?
I got it.
I'll try. I don't. Do you actually know this, Noah?
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, I know it too. I mean, I'm from. Well, anyways.
Calgary.
It's West Edmonton. The
Yeah,
West
there-
Edmonton Mall.
correct. Because I think it has. I think it even has like a huge ass skating rink in it too.
It has a skating rink. It has a pool. It has a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's huge. I've never
burnt.
been. I've never been there. I don't think. I don't remember it at least.
Is it bad that I've never even heard of it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well. Okay. So. Next question.
By the way, Max almost gave you the answer there by saying that's where he's from.
Yeah.
So I thought you were from. I thought you were from Calgary.
Yeah, but it was Alberta. It wasn't like.
Oh
it was-
well, yeah. So I get. You
Okay,
said it was where you're from. So I guess-
Brand had a 50% chance of guessing.
Either way, I knew no one knew it, so I didn't really care. What is the most purchased grocery item in Canada?
Wow.
It's pretty
Good
popular.
question.
Like it's pretty popular. What is the most purchased grocery item in Canada?
Okay.
It's really popular. Like everyone eats it. Everyone likes it.
It's
No.
a food then, eh?
Yeah, you can always make it. It's a meal.
Yeah, can you tell us if it's a food?
It's a food. It's a
100%
food for
food?
one. It's 100% of food. It's a grocery item, and you can have it for lunch. You can
I got
have it at dinner. You can have it at breakfast. Okay. I'm pretty sure you do have it, Brandon. It's pretty simple.
I think it's an egg.
That's your guess?
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucking. Oh.
What? What's wrong with that?
It's just as wrong. That's what's wrong with it.
Okay,
I
well,
don't
that's a good guess.
No, it isn't. No,
I honestly don't even have a guess.
it's pretty easy. What do you guys? What's like a go-to meal that everyone wants all
Like
the time?
chicken?
Chicken.
No, everyone. It's not like an actual food. It's like it is and it isn't.
What?
It's a meal. It's something you eat all the time. It's you. You still have
Like
to cook it.
spaghetti?
Close. We're getting
Pasta.
there.
Lasagna.
Lasagna.
Oh no! Go back 1 sec. What did you say before that?
Pasta.
Okay, now elaborate. What's a common pasta?
Kraft
that
dinner.
everyone- There you go. That's the most common.
Really?
What is the most purchased grocery item in Canada?
That's
Kraft
such a
dinner.
weird one.
That's
I
not
was
good.
thinking like beer, like maple syrup, but then he said it was a food and it threw me a curveball.
I was thinking milk.
That crossed my mind.
It's pretty. I thought that was pretty interesting, but it makes sense. I mean, you buy them in bundles; they're cheap.
I mean, yeah, it's
Everyone
an
likes
easy, it's an
Kraft.
easy lunch or dinner if you're in a pinch.
Exactly.
I'm not surprised.
Brandon
Okay.
loves it.
It's good.
Uh.
I have zero.
Okay. Next question. Only one province in Canada is officially considered bilingual. Which province is it? I have a bonus question too.
Okay, I feel like you're tricking us here. Can I look at a map of Ontario quickly?
It's definitely a trick.
Okay.
I remember Ethan Taylor. This is
Map of
totally off topic, but
Ontario.
I remember we were in Brandon. Were you in this class? We were in Mr. Miller's. We were in Noah's dad's geography course,
I wasn't in that, no.
and Ethan Taylor had to draw the map of
Oh,
Canada,
jeez.
and he put like BC, Alberta, and like the Northwest Territories on the right side of Canada.
Oh, yes, I remember this story.
Put the Maritimes all on the left. Like no one.
Hey,
ever
my guess
is
is
serious.
New Brunswick.
Yeah, that's my guess as well, because people gotta go through Quebec.
Both you guys are correct. Fuck you guys.
There
Let's
we
go.
go. There we go. I knew it wasn't Ontario or
I
Quebec.
knew it wasn't Ontario, and I knew it had to be some sort of province around Quebec.
Okay, last question. This is for all the marbles. Whoever gets this,
I think
gets
I'm up
the-
4-1.
You're up 3-1. Don't be
3?
like
My
that.
bad.
Yeah. All right. Last one. 80% of the world's supply of what comes from Canada?
Oh, you're ending it on a gimme. I love it. Thank you.
What? Okay.
I think 80% of what comes from Canada?
Yeah. Like it's like like we export it.
Is it not maple
I feel
syrup?
like it's not as easy as you think it is, people.
Okay, well, I'm thinking maple syrup right now, but I'll think around for a bit.
I don't understand, Brandon.
What? Maple syrup makes sense.
Yeah, it does, but you're not okay.
Well, no, I'm gonna switch my answer now. Okay.
Okay, Noah, what's your answer?
Shit. I don't have an answer.
Is it a food?
What? Yes, can you give us a
I'm not
hint?
saying anything. I'm just. Let's
Is
just
it
say
a food or drink?
the process did not go as I planned. You guys did not need to be doing what you guys were doing while you're doing it.
Is it a
I'm gonna
food or
go I'm gonna go beer.
drink? I was gonna say potatoes.
No, okay. Is that your final answer?
It's maple syrup.
Yeah, it was maple syrup. It was
Hey!
like
Hey, got it. Got it.
No, what? You said potatoes.
No,
but
no,
why
no. I
did-
said maple
when you
syrup.
got the
3-2.
answer, Noah
still
didn't
win.
know. So why were you saying it out loud? Like you're like,
'Cause he
oh,
still
it probably
didn't get it.
Yeah. Noah.
I
Noah
thought it was gonna be a trick question.
No, I can't believe Brandon was just like putting a note there. I'm like, well, yeah, just don't say the answer to the other person that's trying to
I'm
figure it
giving
out.
myself the point.
But okay, well,
You still win though. It's okay.
great way to ruin trivia, Brandon. Thank you.
That's great. We got to be up there in potatoes too, though. It's underrated.
Underrated. Okay, so with that, I think it'll wrap it up. We're actually all home from school this weekend, so be on the look for maybe possibly mini games coming out in the next couple weeks.
Golf?
With our fallen tribute, where the fuck is that guy at?
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go? Nobody knows.
Someone-
But yeah,
So cold.
No.
keep on an eye for other videos
Just to
coming out.
watch this. See this
No.
at the end and just makes his own little podcast.
Oh, you're literally just fined $500,000, I think, or $50,000.
No, they can't. Oh, now they can see me because I'm talking.
Braden starts suing us.
But yeah, that'll wrap it up. You guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
See
All
ya.
right, see you guys.